corporate company called EMC. And here, this first of all to show you that he's an attorney. There he is, right there. This Alex Hayler, the same guy that we've been following. This is his firm that he works for, and this is a report that comes out on called the. It's a newspaper article called The Recorder, and you can see the article was written in 2008, and he was in here hosting a case against that was being filed against the Vatican, against the Catholic Church out of San Francisco, and also including the Holy See. Okay, this right here, he was defending the Catholic Church, saying that everything that is being accused against the Catholic Church, that they should have diplomatic immunity from any charges whatsoever, from pedophilia, from any kind of criminality that the church itself might be involved in. He was pushing legislators, including the court systems, to give absolute diplomatic immunity protection against the church, against the Catholicism system altogether, including the Vatican. Okay, he's even defended the Vatican as well in court. And on top of that, now the other interesting part that this guy has done is that he also defended a company called Oracle. Okay, and you can see here, this is the Oracle, the Holy See. Well, actually, this is showing here the case that he was defending on the Holy See. This next document is the Oracle, where he's defending the Oracle Corporation securities. Now, why do I show this document here? What significance do you think that this document has? Well, I'll go ahead and share with you all, is that Oracle happens to be partners with this company right here. Okay? This company right here is called EMC, and of course they name it EMC Square, okay? But this is the name of the corporate company. EMC Storage Solutions for Tactical Deployment. Well, let's stop there for just a moment and let me bring your attention to this person here. Now, you want to know why EMC is brought into this, okay, into this connection. It's because every one of the family members, including Alex, including this Veronica Haller, all of them, including the mother, the wife, are all friends with this woman right here, Sylvia Otten. Okay, Sylvia Otten is the marketing director for EMC. Now, you want to know why this is so significant, okay? It's because EMC are a big software company that are being funded by the Department of Defense. They're being also funded by and protected by the Justice Department to do cyber warfare securities for the United States. But here's the interesting thing. It's not for the United States because this corporation's headquarters is in Israel. Isn't that quite interesting? Now you're seeing how Israel was tied to Sandy Hook. Okay? Now, this corporate company was being funded over $1 billion in assets, okay, and was giving over a $10 million contract from the DODs into creating what you call fake news, which we're going to cover that here in just a second. Let me go ahead and pop that open here real quick. Let me see where I put it at. Just a moment. Let's see if we can find it here. Well, first of all, let's just go in here. Is that it? Yeah. Okay. Right here, ladies and gentlemen, is EMC pays U.S. $87.5 million in the settlement lawsuit over False Claims Act violations. Okay, in other words, the Justice Department filed a countersuit against them because they were making false claims against the Justice Department. Now, this is, I imagine that this was before that they started shutting down and protecting these criminal companies. I believe that this lawsuit came in the light before they had cleared all of the corrupt, all of the legitimate people who were trying to protect what was left of the United States. I believe that this lawsuit came before they cleared house of all of the legitimate people of the Justice Department, because they did clean house. They did get rid of a lot of legitimate people who were legitimately fighting and protecting the American citizens and the Constitution during the Obama administration's first 4-year term. Now, after that, it shows that they did pay it, and it shows that they were criminals. It shows that they were no better than any other criminal in the corporate's regime, shall I say. but this is very significant that you all need to follow. And how that's all connected to the Sandy Hook. Now, here it shows again $850 million in net pay that they had to pay back to the public, and then here.
That's how much they received.
Okay. Here, I'm sorry, I made a mistake here. Here, EMC got $850 million in net APP, $384 million from the U.S. public sector since 2001. This is how much they got paid by the federal departments. Okay. Also, EMC CEO will make more acquisitions in Israel. Okay, in other words, their definite interest is Israel, and you can see there. But anyhow, this company also has made major contributions. Now, here they show that they made like small fry, amounts of $1,460 in donations to the Obama administration, $685. Come on, guys, this is a slap in the face. Okay, this is trying to make you all think that this is some little small fry company that's made a small amount of budgets. But as you're going to see in this, in this documentary, you're going to see that this company was making billions. Okay, these guys are a huge, huge company. They're not small fry, even though they're trying on paper to make it look like they are. But they're also making illegal contributions to the Obama administration. And of course, here they go. What did they do after they got all their funds? They started going to work into creating what you call internet manipulations, online contents. This is even on the mainstream news report that they were even hiring students and paying students to give fake news and to, also to manipulate online information online, stealing people's passwords. This is what EMC does. EMC steals people's passwords, manipulate the internet, duplicate websites, and for manipulational purposes. And here you see right here that this is what this document's all about, which you can see SMX Israel, and it goes on talking about their agendas and how that they hire students into creating fake news. And then shortly after they have done this, you see where that the House passes the controversial bill that loomed over, even though that people would veto against it, they passed it anyways. But in this bill is called the H.R. 5736 because what the governments were doing over this contribution is that they were giving a free access to everyone's accounts, everyone's internet accounts, everyone's internet access, or how you say browsing records, and not just only in the United States but around the entire world. Okay, this gave them an open door to know everyone's business in every country around the entire globe. Okay, and also to manipulate anything that they so desire and have control of this. And I will show you how that this is all, here in just a few moments. Okay, now they passed the bill, the H.R. 5736, which was a bill that was back in 1948. Right here, what you see here was an act that prohibited the United States from using propaganda news. Well, they passed this bill. This bill is now law that they can now use propaganda news as a way of reaching political corruptive agendas. You can see it right here, ladies and gentlemen. How much more evidence do you need to see that your government has violated and is an act of treason against its own people? How much more evidence do we all need? Now watch carefully. As I have said before, this is Eric Holder, okay, the Attorney General of the Senate, also pushing for the cybersecurity specialist to have control over, as you see here. Let me enlarge that. I'm sorry, I want to make it large where you all can read it. Okay. Thanks to the countless departments of employees and partners, we've achieved extraordinary results, and nowhere is the clearer than in our work to protect America's national security since 2009. The department has brought cases and secured convictions against numerous terrorists we have identified and disrupted multiple plots by foreign terrorist groups as well as homegrown extremists. And we've worked to combat emerging national security threats such as cyber intrusions and cyber attacks directed against our systems and infrastructure by nation states and non-state actors. Listen to that word right there, because we're going to touch on that word. Nation states and national actors. This is a word that was created by EMC in creating sectors of what they would use to identify as government actors, hired actors, to act out certain deities to make it look as that they are what you call real terrorism and these real issues of cyber warfare and cyber attacks and on national securities and on people's personal identification theft and all this BS, blah blah blah. Well, this is we're gonna get to that in a minute. You're gonna see that this was even the Red Cross was even accusing the government of protecting these actors and not holding them liable for what they call human rights violations. Okay. Including terrorist groups, last summer the department created the National Security Cyber Specialist Network to spearhead these efforts. The network is comprised of prosecutors and other cyber specialists across the country who will work closely with the FBI and other partners to investigate malicious cyber activity, seek any necessary corporations, and where appropriate, bring criminal prosecution as part of our government-wide efforts to deter and disrupt cyber threats to our national security. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, this, like I said, is all an act. There's no serious and no threat, period. All were hired actors to fill in the spots to go after this, to make it look and appear to the world as being legitimate. Now, as you see here, why the Defense Department? This is from the DoD's website. Hang on a second. Let me show you so you see that it's not a fake document. The Department of Defense. Okay. There you go. Okay. As we go back down here to the bottom of the list, you will see that EMC was being funded to carry out cyber attack securities on everyone's computers. Okay. Now, this company is also, and I know 100%, and I can promise you just only one click away, I can prove to you that this company, EMC, is also tied to the company called Magnum BSP, the same company who created the Stuxnet virus to attack online nuclear power plants and offline nuclear power plants that were being controlled with Siemens computer software or Siemens computer systems. And this right here, I can 100% guarantee you these people are tied in together. Now, as you will see here, this is another document that shows that the settlement of $87.5 million dollars was ordered to the EMC corporations to pay back, okay, for making illegal companies. You can see this is from the Justice Department, that it's legitimate. Now, here you see more proof that the Israeli students to get $2,000 to spread state propaganda on Facebook. Wow, ain't that interesting? And everyone thinks that this is all fake news. How does this have anything to do with Sandy Hook, ladies and gentlemen? What I'm showing you here is that all of these so-called parents of victims of Sandy Hook and parents that claimed that they had children that went to school there at Sandy Hook are all literally interlocked, interconnected to each other through these corporate powers, these corporate companies that you see here.